Hello and welcome to this live today. I'm really excited to be here. If you were catching up on the replay, still say hello. Type the word #replay in the comments so I can see who caught up later, because I always love to see. So even if you couldn't join me live, still say hello, give me a thumbs up, give me a #replay in the comments. And guys, if you are joining live, then do please say hello. I can see you clicking on. Hey guys. But obviously, of course, I can't see who is clicking on and joining me. So do type away in the comments box. Let me know your name, where in the world you are joining me from, and just let me know what your wedding business is. Are you a venue, a stylist, a florist, a DJ? I would love to know, to see who is joining us today. So, hi Sean, good to see you. Oh, and if any of my next level team in my membership are here, are joining us, then please do give a little #next level. That is my private members club, and I know that some of you guys will be joining me today as well. Hey Lucy, hey Kristen, good to see you from Florida. Absolutely brilliant to have you join us. If you are joining live, do say hello. And just give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. I'm not the best one when it comes to tech, so it's always good to make sure that, you know, everything is functioning. So do give me a little thumbs up or a little heart emoji. Yay, Sean is #next level. Bridget, I have a venue in Oxford. Good to see you, Bridget. Really nice to see you. Stacey Louise, hey, lovely. You're also from Oxford. Clark and Well Green Events. Hey, Sharon, good to see you again. Sharon and I had a brilliant one-to-one earlier. I might be using some examples as well later on, Sharon, but I promise I'll do it quietly. Absolutely brilliant. Hey Katie, yay, #next level. Francis, I'm a wedding florist from Swansea. Jessica, hey. Oh, thank you, Jess. #next level. Heritage Park Weddings, of course. Right, I'll come back and check in. Keep saying hi to me. I love to see who's joining. So what's happening today? I am going to share with you three actions you can take to start driving your wedding inquiries right now. Now, I hear you, okay? I know there is a lot of negativity and there is a lot of reason for us to be angry and sad and annoyed and negative, and I hear you, but I'm going to make this a positive 20 minutes. So give me a little heart emoji if you would like a positive 20 minutes talking about the wedding industry, because I totally get that it is tough for us right now, but let's look at what we can control, what we can do, and inquiries, they are turning those inquiries into bookings, and they are taking deposits. So whilst I know how tough it is and what is going on, the reality is wedding couples are booking, they are putting deposits down. So if you want to get those deposits, then we need to think a little bit differently, and we need to be working towards getting those deposits, because ultimately the more deposits you get through the business, the more you'll be able to survive and thrive as we come through this. Hey, Adrian, you are Keats Calligraphy, a calligrapher from San Francisco. Good to see you. Parvi from Birmingham, you're a wedding planner. Fantastic. Kristen, you have retreats for brides. Oh, I like that. Marrying, wedding planning and wellness. That is really interesting. Diane from Neatly Seated Wedding and Event Decor in Durham. Absolutely brilliant. Getting lots of hearts. Love it, love it. So 20 to 30 minutes I'm going to be with you. You will always be able to catch up on replay, and we're across all the channels. We're on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, so no matter where you are watching, I'll be able to see your comments, and the replay will sit there for you as well. Now, I do know lots of you, and I've seen lots of names that I recognise, but in case we haven't met before, I'm just going to take a minute to introduce myself. So my name is Kelly Mortimer, and I work with wedding businesses all over the world to help them to drive revenue, increase inquiries, increase average spend, and book more weddings. And I come at this from 20 years plus, I think it's a few more now, in the industry, in the business, where I have worked with some of the leading names in hospitality, such as Claridge's, Rosewood London, Mandarin Oriental, and I've worked all over the world, from Sri Lanka to America to the Caribbean, and of course, lots of years in the five-star market in London. So absolutely coming to you from a place of experience. I've tried and tested until I have figured out what actually works when it comes to selling weddings to our couples. And although I'm saying selling to, I actually prefer the phrase helping them to buy from us. I do feel that always fits us as an industry a little bit better, because we're often not natural salespeople, and actually helping our couples to buy from us often feels a little bit more comfortable. So do let me know in the comments if that kind of sits a bit more comfortably with you, that we're going to help them to buy from us. So we've got these 3 steps we're going to be able to take that you will be able to action, move forward, and start helping you get more of those inquiries and turn those inquiries into deposits, because ultimately that's what's going to see us through. Timeless videography, thank you for the hearts. That's absolutely brilliant. Do continue with your comments and questions as we go through, and I'll answer them as we go through all the points. So let's start with number 1. The first thing to get our heads around is that our couples are not making inquiries in the same way that they used to. They're not making inquiries in the same way they used to. For a lot of us who've been in the business for years, we still expect that when a couple wants to see a brochure, wants to see a price, wants to understand how we can serve them, we expect that they will email us or pick up the phone. And this just simply isn't true anymore. It just isn't happening anymore, because your couples aren't inquiring the way they used to. They're actually stalking you. They're stalking you. So they might be stalking your website. They might be stalking your Instagram account. They will be having a good look, a good research online. And only when they feel, do you fit some of the criteria they're looking for, then they will reach out with what we are doing, and i.e. first email, that first call. But actually, once they are ready to take that step of connecting with you, of sending you an email, of calling you, they're already warm. They're already halfway through the sales journey. And so what I do here, and you can let me know in the comments if this is you, lots of my venues and my suppliers, my vendors, they say once you get the client to you, be that on the phone or be it in person, you convert them pretty well. And that sits correctly with what we see our couples doing, because they're only reaching out once they're kind of already warmed up to you. They've already had a good old look on your website. They like what they see. They feel that you're their kind of person, their kind of venue, their kind of supplier. And then they're willing to take the next step. And so what I hear is that businesses are saying we just need more inquiries, because if we get them, we can convert them. But what we're missing here is that actually you are getting inquiries. They are sniffing around your business. It's just not in the way it used to be. And so it feels different. It feels like you're not getting enough inquiries. But when you do get them, they're warmer. Let me know if this is making sense. Just give me a hashtag make sense in the comments, or any way that you feel that this is happening in your business. Maybe you're seeing those inquiries go down, but when they do connect with you, the conversion is pretty good. You are actually managing to move them into a deposit and a booking. Hey, Dorfield Hall, this is so helpful and I can relate so much. Yes, exactly. And I do see that when we kind of lay it out like this, people feel a bit more relieved. So let me know if you feel relieved, because it is normal now that number of inquiries goes down, but when they do connect, the conversion should be higher, because our couples are doing a hell of a lot of research online before reaching out. So the first step I want you to do is actually go away, and not right now, stay with me for 20 minutes at the end or tomorrow, is to go and look at what you are putting out online. What are you putting out on the internet? What is on Google Images? What is on your Instagram? What is on your website? One of my clients said that she thought that if somebody landed on her website, they would automatically take the next step and connect with her to send her a message. But that just simply is so far from the truth that actually that website needs to convert them into the next step. So step number 1 is really go and look at everything that people are seeing about you online. Is it actually making them want to take that next step? And remember, that next step for them now is not kind of step 1. It's really halfway through the sales journey. So we have to be doing a lot before they reach out and connect with us. Catherine, total sense. This happens loads, in fact, all the time. Amazing, Catherine. I'm glad that that's resonating. So action number 1, review everything they're seeing that leads them to actually connect with you, and do not expect that they will actually make that effort and reach out by email or call, because that's actually asking them to do quite a lot these days. I mean, think about it yourselves. We just don't call businesses anymore. So you need to have that kind of journey really clean for them. The second thing I want to talk about is one of my passions, and for anyone who's been with me for a while on social media or any of my clients, you'll know that one of my passions to talk about is actually images. Images. When we are selling anything to do with weddings, is pretty much a critical factor of the sales journey. Your images are everything. So when a couple are looking on your website and on your social media or in your brochures, wherever your sales and marketing elements are, those images are the things that are going to decide whether they take the next step. And we spend a lot of time crafting really good copy, using amazing words, and that is important. It is. But think about it from your couple's point of view. When they land on your website, they need to see images that literally stops them in their tracks. If you are something like a venue stylist, a wedding planner, someone who has that overall impact on how the wedding looks, florist as well, then those images literally need to make that person gasp when they see them. They literally need to open your website or your brochure and go, oh, I need my wedding to look like that. And I hear this so often from my clients, that they say, oh, we're not really happy with their images. If you're not happy with images, then your clients are not happy with your images either, and it's not propelling them towards the next step. And so step 2, action 2 that I would love you to do is, again, go and have a look at everything that's out there on your website, in your brochures, on the internet. Social media is a little bit different because we share various sorts of imagery, but we still want there to be some strong images there too. But ultimately, when your couples look at your imagery, it's got to really grab them. And even, to be honest, even with photographers, yes, we have we have amazing shots. Of course, that's what you do. But interestingly enough, when I work with photographers, they're sometimes not putting their hero shots right there in front of the couples. They're putting lovely pictures of family shots, but those are not the kind of artistic, strong imagery that couples really love and really compels them to want to work with you. So again, just tell me in the comments, #makes sense, if this is making sense. Action number 2 is all about your imagery. If your imagery is not right, your couples simply won't be compelled to work with you. They won't feel that desire to move forward. They need to look at your imagery and think, oh, I need that in my wedding. And sometimes that means doing a styled shoot. Sometimes that means having a professional photographer come and take pictures of your products, or you, if that's your service, and really going to town on those images, because that is what's going to sell. So just give me some comments as I have a pause for some water on step 2 about your imagery, how you feel about it, and even maybe give me a number. Give me a number in the comments, 1, 2, or 3. Let's play a little game. When you think about your imagery for your business, is it number 1, you know you don't like it, but you're not really sure what to do? Number 2, yeah, you don't mind it, it's okay. Or number 3, you love it and you know it sells. Give me a 1, 2, or a 3. Not loving it, number 1. It's okay, number 2. It definitely sells and I love it, number 3. Just give me a number in the comments. Hey, Natty, good to see you, lovely. #makes sense. Good to see you. It's been a while. #Jessica makes sense. Yes, you have a style shoot plan just for this. Brilliant, epic, good, perfect. Hey Dora, good to see you. Bridget says number 2. Okay, so you know there's room for improvement there, Bridget, where you could actually be creating imagery that would push forward. Sean, the same, number 2. Sharon and Natty at number 1. Timeless videography, 2. Parvi, you're at a 3. Fabulous. Catherine's at a 2. Kristen's at a 3 as well. Amazing. And you will know when you look at your own images on your website, for example, and you think, this is good. This is good. I know if someone lands here, they're going to think, wowzers, this is epic. So really step number 2, action number 2 is to relook at that imagery and make sure it's as strong as it possibly can be. Okay, let me pause. Number 3 is to optimize any of your online listings. Now, I know we've got people from all over the world, so let me just clarify exactly what I mean, because we have different names for this, don't we, in different countries. Your online listing is something like Hitched or The Knot, where you pay ultimately to list on a directory. And we all know that those directories, those websites are very, very important, and it is a place where we see our couples going to find venues and suppliers and vendors. Now, this is the problem, and this is the thing I want you to think here. This is not about step number 3, listing, because most of you will be listed somewhere. Most of you will be on one of those big directories. The point with number 3 is this. Most of your listings are not optimized. So again, when I start working with a client, they'll say, oh, we're listed here, we're listed there. And I will go in and have a look, and I will see why that listing isn't actually driving them business. again, it's not enough for you just to have paid and to have listed. That won't compel your couple. So when you've got a listing, you've really got to push forward with the right images, the right text, the right copy, and the right call to action. What are they supposed to do next? And usually, again, one of the biggest problems on your listings, simply the wrong imagery. It's literally as simple as that. 9 times out of 10, if somebody says to me, for example, I'm listed on Hitched, but I'm not really getting any business, or it's really, it's low budget business, it's always the imagery, always. And so by changing that image, changing those images that we're showing, that listing then starts to function properly. So really do have a good look. Action number 3, go to your directories, go to your listings, wherever you're paying to be listed, and look at it with a fresh pair of eyes and think, okay, am I really promoting my product or service in the best way, with the best, strongest images, and also with the right copy that's connecting with my ideal client? Catherine, I have this one image gets me work, but I should keep posting it all the time. Hey, do more of what works. If something is working lovely, then you need to use it. And all sorts of research shows, especially on social media, you can reuse the same image. You can easily adapt it in Canva or something like that to just create it a slightly different look or put a little filter over it. You can definitely repost the same image. Sean, I have updated a listing today on one of my directories, and within an hour, got an inquiry. That is superb. Sean, amazing. Natty, what's something that would be the right imagery? So as of step 2, that imagery is the one that compels your couple to move forward. It's got to stop them in their tracks. I want you to picture them clicking through your website, scrolling through social media. It's the image that really makes them kind of take an in-breath, and they think, wow, I want that to be my wedding. Even if they can't afford it, even if it's slightly aspirational, that's okay. It's got to lead them through to the next step. And the problem I see most people just putting average imagery. It's okay, it's a bog standard wedding. And that isn't enough. Think about this. A car magazine. Let's just go off on a tangent for a minute. Stay with me. The car magazines don't put like a basic Ford family car on the front of the magazine. Tell me in the comments what cars they put on the front of the magazines. Just tell me in the comments, because they don't put the bog standard family Ford car that we can all afford and we all have, or we're not really aspiring to. It just does the job. It just gets us from A to B. On the front, exactly, on the front of the car magazines, they are putting Ferraris, Maseratis, or whatever they're called. And they are showing us that aspirational level, that next level up that we want to aspire to. And it's that makes us kind of go, wow, I'm not a car freak. I don't even like cars all that much. I'm just using it as an example. Does that make sense? Give me a hashtag makes sense if you're still following what I'm saying. Supercars, exactly. The best with all the trimmings, Jessica, exactly, because that's what captures our attention. It's what piques our interest. They put the top cars like sports car with the new edition. Exactly, Natty. I want you to see it in the same way. You've got to show your clients that next level. So if this is their budget, you're going to show them a few steps up. And that way you're going to attract better quality clients, and you're also going to attract more clients because it's more attractive to them. I work with most of the big hotel chains here in the UK, and small hotel chains as well, but the majority of them I do work with on their wedding businesses. And it's so interesting to me when I look at their imagery, for example, and they all say, yeah, well, we wouldn't have that for our wedding, but someone likes it. And I'm like, no, that is not good enough. You need to show imagery that we're all saying, wow, we're really proud. We're really proud to say these are the kind of weddings we do here. And you can't wait for a couple to actually have that wedding. So you've got the imagery. You're going to have to curate it or find it or deliver it yourself. Good. Catherine's saying hashtag makes sense. Okay. So let me just recap. So we are going to relook at our entire online journey, knowing now that our inquiries are not the way they used to be. People are stalking us first. That's really the inquiry level, is the stalking. And they're only reaching out once they feel warm enough. The second thing is those images. We need to overhaul the imagery and make sure it's super, super strong. And the third thing is to optimize your listing. Optimize your listing. And I'm going to give you a little bonus. Yes. See, those people who just dropped off because they were like, oh, we've had the 3, we're off now. I'm going to give you a bonus. You need to have a next step. Couples don't know what they're supposed to do next. And that might seem really silly. You might think, well, obviously they know what to do next. They pick up the phone, they email me, they send me a message. They don't. Tell them super clearly, this is what happens next. This is where we go from here. Whether it's on your website, on an email, or on a social media post, if it's a sales post, tell them what they should do. You'll be so surprised, again, when I look into businesses, and I could literally just charge people to tell them to add something that says the next step, and that would revolutionize their business. So your bonus tip on top of the 3 is make sure everything has a next step, whether it be on the website, on an email, on a social post. Natty, hashtag still here, love it, absolutely. And so your bonus is make sure there's a next step. Now, I'm going to open up to questions for just a couple of minutes. So if you have any questions, start typing them away now. And I'm also going to let you know how you can get another freebie from me, because you know I like to be generous, you know I like to help you. So I'm going to share that right now. In the meantime, if you have any questions, quickly type them away in the comments box. Now, for some of you, you probably already receive an email from me kind of once a week, like a newsletter with tips and links to blog posts. I am releasing tomorrow a really, really interesting article about the price problem. Oh, itchy nose. The price problem. Couples are always going straight to price, and it's a problem for us. And I hear you tell me all the time, they just want to ask the price. They just want to know the price. They don't understand what's involved. They don't understand kind of what's included. They just say, how much is your product or service? And this is a problem because it doesn't allow us to sell properly. So I'm going to tackle this tomorrow in a really detailed article of how you can work around this and stop that price war happening. So if you do want to make sure you get that, if you already get my emails, you will get it. So don't worry, it's going to be in your inbox at some point tomorrow, probably in the afternoon. If you do not receive my emails and you do want to get that, then I'm going to show you where you can pop your, here it is. Go to this in a second, kellymortimer.com/free. What you're going to see is a little place where you can pop in your email address. You're going to instantly get access to some freebies. And then tomorrow you'll be on the list to get that article about the price war problem. And I know this is going to be really, really useful for so many people. So if you do want that, especially before tomorrow afternoon when it goes out, make sure you go to kellymortimer.com/free. That will simply add you to my newsletter list. And guys, if at any point you don't want to receive my emails, there is a really easy button. One click, unsubscribe. You'll never hear from me again. But I promise I'm only going to send you good stuff that is going to help you in your business. Okay. Lucy's saying, I'm so with you. It's a big issue in our industry, 100%. Timeless videography, next step, as in something to use for Insta highlights on your website. So next step is basically any time you're communicating or offering something to a client when you don't have a deposit. No deposit, must have a next step. So for example, if they're on your website, what is the one thing you want them to do? What is the one next step you want them to do? Make sure it's super clear. Literally spell it out, ABC. This is what you do next, right? If you are posting on social media, you should be every few posts, every handful of posts doing a sales post. And that should have a direct call to action, which is DM me to know more, DM me to book this service, DM me to have a chat. And always do a DM me on Instagram. Don't do an email address. Don't tell them to go to your website because nothing links. So it should always be DM me as the next step on social media. Any suggestions for captions? I find that stops me posting on social. Okay, so I'm not sure because it just says Facebook user, so I can't see who you are or what business you have. So yes, I could talk for 3 hours about social media. Actually, when you go here, there is an entire video on back to basics for social media. So Facebook user, I can't see who you are. I'm just going to show you. It just says Facebook user. But if you go here, as soon as you put in your email address, you're going to get instant access to the back to basics social media video. So that will help you straight away. Any bonus tips to make the customer respond after the initial offer intro email? Sedef, I would love to know what your business is, but yes, once you have responded, again, this comes down to next step. Make it really easy for them to move forward with you. So what I tend to see is that people respond in an email and they'll just say, let me know if you have any questions, or let me know if you'd like to go ahead. And it's all really wishy-washy. So you want to be really clear. You've given them the offer, you've let them know what's included, and then you need to say, when you are ready to go ahead, this is what we do next. Or if the next step is a call or a meeting, then you need to offer them the call or the meeting. So you need to say, when you're ready, let's meet. These are my next 3 available times. Which suits you best? And make it really easy for them to just say yes and move forward with that meeting. Natty, I really struggle with the right pricing. I also struggle as a wedding coordinator, as most venues have a wedding coordinator in their package, but don't actually offer the same. Natty, you should be posting about this consistently and doing blog posts about the difference between an independent planner and coordinator and a wedding venue planner and coordinator, because you're completely right, of course, and we know that those jobs are very different and our couples do not understand that at all. So if I was you, I would be doing lots of repeat posts, you know, once a week on social media talking about this at a different angle, a different point. And I'd definitely be blogging about it and using that to educate your couples as to why they need you. Does that make sense, Natty? We need to educate them about why they need you. Timeless videography, you are very welcome. Okay, I'm going to wrap up. We have been 25 minutes already. I managed to get all 3 points out under half an hour. That is a good one for me. As you know, normally I go on for an hour. So I really wanted to keep it short and snappy for you. You've got those 3 points. You've got that bonus point. Remember, get your freebies here. Tomorrow, I'm going to be releasing that article about the price war. So make sure you've put your email here so that you get it. It's going to be super, super useful. Thank you for joining me. It's been a pleasure. I hope that's been helpful. Any questions, comments, pop them in the comments and I will keep an eye on them and I will speak to you soon. Guys, take care. Have a good evening. Bye.